Welcome back, everybody, to Nat One Nonsense. Also, am I in restream?
You are. There you are.
There we go. I'm like, there should be another screen up there. We're gonna start this over again. Welcome again to Nat One Nonsense. We are back at it again with Sir Thomas and the Kobolds. It's your guys' band name. Um, We're going to go ahead and hop into a recap real quick because we do have a player that needs to leave here pretty shortly. And we are also missing our beloved uh, Red Cobalt book tonight. Beloved, yeah, beloved. He's so dumb. He's beloved. Um, but last we left off, the Kobolds, except Spine Splitter, blew up a lab. They had come back from the Fey realm into a new environment from where they previously left. Um, when they did leave, they were in the lair of Durandal. Everything was fairly just rocky, and there was a giant magic stone in the center. You guys cracked that stone and released Spine Splitter's mom. Then you had your adventure in the Fey realm and came back 100 years in the future, where there was metal piping, magic stones, a giant arcane cannon of some sort, and a automaton named Robot. Well, you guys don't actually know his name, but for all intents and purposes, his name is Robot. Um, due to some tomfoolery between Hook and Warren, um, between Hook and Warren, they failed three dexterity checks, resulting in three pieces of broken equipment. One being the mana storage devices, the second being the actual mana stone itself, where you guys basically it was like mica in a sense, to where you could just shear off layers of the stone. Um, and then the third one, which was what Ook ran into, which caused the whole laboratory meltdown in the first place, was the power switch, which basically, because everything had been damaged, the machine worked for about 5 seconds. You guys got to see a real cool beam of light melting the stone across the way. And then, and you guys had to make a run for it. Um, I will say that in that map, you guys are all out at this point. Um, as of right now, as I said, Spine Splitter was the only one that was not a part of this. Um, he was he was away from everything. Um, Sorry, I'm moving something. Um, he was away from everything up in the altar of Tiamat, rearranging furniture effectively, and blocking off everything in the front. But the rest of the kobolds managed to make it out of the laboratory escape um, as the building was crumbling behind them and the tunnels were falling in on themselves. Um, we're going to actually cut over to Spine Splitter for a moment. This is all, so the explosion happening is during the same time that this is happening with you. You have had enough time to take your Eladrin friend, your bound up, unconscious Eladrin friend, back to the altar of Tiamat. Unknowingly, or unbeknownst to you, a laboratory is exploding that you just left. Sir Thomas and Rectech were in pursuit of you to potentially try and stop you, but their lives being in imminent danger has kind of taken things off of their mind. So you have a few additional minutes. That being said, you bring Faramel back to the altar. You have effectively ransacked this tourist attraction. You have basically taken up all the banisters and the gate tracks and put them up towards the front. There was a weird concession stand that is now on its side. All the glass is shattered. Some of the snacks are missing. Some of the snacks are missing. I won't say who took the snacks. But Faramel is sitting up next to the altar.
No, he's laying across it.
Or he's laying across it, yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's laying across it, still bound. And he's starting to come to. Where do you want to be when he wakes up?
I'm sitting on his chest, looking at him, drooling.
I'll say that the drool is what starts to start bringing him out of his consciousness. It's almost like the Chinese water drip torture method. It just starts kind of just dripping on his forehead. And he, opens his eyes, his eyelids kind of flicker, and he looks up, and his mouth is bound, like he's gagged. But you see his eyes go just vividly wide as you're smiling down at him, teeth bared and drool coming from your maw. And all you hear is this muffled scream because obviously he's gagged. And he begins to start squirming like he's trying to get away, but realizing that he's bound up in rope. What do you do? You say anything?
I just smile at him. I'll let him squirm some more. I really enjoy this.
After a couple minutes of just squirming and not succeeding, he's not going anywhere. For being a small kobold, you're very good at tying knots. He just kind of gives up and kind of is looking around, trying to figure out where the heck he is. And then he looks down, and you see his eyes go wide again. He realizes where he's at.
Good. My fingers, I went. You said we wouldn't be harmed. You said you would get us back to our time. You harmed us. We took damage. And I told you you would die for this. You're going to be alive when this happens, though. And I start chanting to, oh, great Tiamat, please wake up. I have a friend for you.
At first, the connection to you in Tiamat is very weak. In the sense that it's weak in the sense that kind of in a similar way that you had before with Rekdek, like when you first went into the lair of Durandal.
Oh, it's weak. I take Claude on his arm so that he starts slowly dripping onto the floor.
It does start to strengthen, but it almost seems like it's still kind of seems like the reception's bad. In the same way that when you guys entered Durandal's lair, it was just static. Almost like there was a barrier of some kind preventing the full connection. But the dripping blood from his arm is definitely strengthening it. But you hear it's very much like uh, 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 like an old Skype call.
Hey, Skype worked for a while there.
Uh, uh,
Oh, well, if we need to add better blood to it, I'll just cut my hand and just drip some blood out there onto the altar as well.
okay.
Just helping add to it.
Give me a.
Oh, shit, I don't remember that sound.
Wah, wah. So you auto didn't bring your dice.
No, I have them. I just don't get them out.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
And for once, it wasn't that. It wasn't Wreck Deck and Spine Splitter that ruined something. That's a 19.
All right. You at first feel an overwhelming sense of like thought entering your mind. With you adding your blood, as you are, even though you no longer have the dragon soul seed, it was once a part of you. So you technically have been what am I looking for specifically? Oh, just what you sent me.
Yeah, but go ahead, continue your.
Okay. Um, you have an overwhelming thought of just like presence of thought. Almost like your mind is trying to contain the entirety of Tiamat. Then it subsides, and the connection comes in crystal clear. Spine splitter.
Grandma!
I don't think I've ever been called a grandma. Not quite sure how to take it yet. You've been gone a long time.
This asshole's fault.
I can't quite see who you're talking about. I have not been summoned since you guys last summoned me.
Yeah, that was maybe a week ago, and now we're 100 years in the future, thanks to an Ladrin that doesn't know how to cast a damn spell. We went to the Bay Realm, had to take care of some faceless asshole because he wanted his mirror. And then this schmuck said that he could bring us right back to where we are. And now we're 100 years in the future. Your temple was turned into a tourist attraction. Keyword was.
You hear her roar and just go, what?
Yeah, evidently, we've become evil people, and I read the whole damn sign. And I made a vow that I told this guy when we went to help one of our compatriots that if any harm came to us, his life was forfeit. He didn't believe me, and now he lays here. And yeah, I brought you a sacrifice to help Jovio up the temple here, because
Oh, it's been so long since I've had a sacrifice. Go ahead.
he's here for your taking.
You see Faramel basically starting to disintegrate. Like his whole, like the bloodstream is literally being, or his blood is basically being sucked from him at this point. You see it just profusely start coming out of this cut, almost like a river. But you see his face starting to become jaunt and tight against his body and his frame.
Right before he starts croaking out, I'm like, hopefully your son's a better magician than you are.
He tries to just mumble something as he dies. It's just like, obviously he was gagged. You wouldn't have been able to hear what he said.
No.
And he basically disintegrates aboard or on top of this table, and the ropes just fall. You can hear Tiamat go, "Oh, wow. Yes. I haven't had a blood sacrifice in forever."
It's the problem with these people. They don't believe. They don't believe when we tell them they're gonna die if they do something.
I mean, exactly. Like, what is going on with the? I mean, it's been 100 years, but you would think that you wouldn't be my only follower at this point. The fact that my altar became a tourist attraction, as you said,
Oh yeah.
aggravates me and enrages me beyond belief. I do have a side note. I need to ask you something about your mother. How many stories of me did she tell you when you were in her cave?
Oh, wow.
Like, was she a bit of a fangirl?
I start laughing. Um, how do I put this? Um, that's being nice. I swear there were mornings that we woke up and there were puddles in areas. But that's where I'm gonna stop.
Okay. Yeah, that still has continued. How do you get it to stop? Like, I love the fact that she's loyal to me, but she follows me around like, uh, what's the best way I can describe it? I think I read in a text somewhere about some schoolgirls and their their the the eye of the apple of their eye or something like that. She looks at me like that.
Well,
It's been 100 years.
yeah, maybe in 10,000 you might get a reprieve.
Oh no.
Joking, but
Maybe
yeah,
you could talk to her.
uh, yeah, no. I love mom, but I've been gone 100 years, not because of my fault, because of that damn asshole's fault. I'm not taking that chewing out. No.
Oh no. I was asking if you could talk to her to kind of get her to like dial it back a little bit with the fangirling.
That requires me to talk to her being gone for 100 years because of an elf.
Oh,
Yes.
I now see the problem.
You can smooth that over because I just gave you the sacrifice that caused it. So hopefully that'll be a good thing.
Oh no. Let me make some the dragon equivalent of a phone call. Let me make some calls and reach out to some other dragons. Maybe perhaps I can get you guys back to your own time. It's going to take a bit, but I will. Now that I've had this little bit of a power up, I can reach you at whenever I
That'd be
figure
awesome.
anything
And
out.
if there's any dragons in the area, you might want to have them come take over this little cavern area so that tourists don't make their appearance back into this damn thing.
I entirely intend to, but if we are able to send you back, that is something that we could possibly just prevent.
I'm pretty sure most of us would appreciate that.
Oh, absolutely. Wasn't there a civilization of blue kobolds on this island?
Um, oh, they're still roaming, from what I saw, a little bit. And some weird ass gigantic futuristic city and magic and um they recreated a stone that needs to be blown up. Um that'll happen.
At this time, when you say that the stone needs to be blown up.
Hey, I don't know what they've done yet.
You feel a rumble in the ground. And you can tell just by standing on the ground, you know that the epicenter of this, it started shaking from the south. You know it came from where everybody was at.
Okay.
And granted, you're a mile away. You're on the other side of the mountain, but you hear in like just the faint whispers of a "Arr, arr, arr,
No clue what that
Yeah, you have no idea what it means, but you just hear. You hear again. You feel the rumble, and nothing happens within the altar room. Um, but you start seeing like shifting in a sense where just like kind of like small rocks and dust fall from the top. Like this mountain shook. It's not supposed to shake.
Hmm. Well, good talk. I need to go check on my brother, I think.
um, at this time, you start making your way back. Tiamat says, "Well, again, I will reach out to you when I figure something out to get you back to your own time.
Thanks, Grandma.
When I do,
Hopefully, we don't have to have a talk with Grandma.
yes, because I'm going to try and do this discreetly and get you back to your own time, so it's like nothing ever happened."
Yes, but at least you'll have a forewarning, technically, of knowing how to maybe steer her in the right direction.
Exactly.
Munching and going after your enemies is probably your best bet.
Yes, absolutely. And she, the psychic phone call ends. We're now going to come back. You start making your way back to where the group was. We're going to cut back to the rest of the group. The only person that is not currently with you is Ook. He went a completely different way. He did get out, but he went a completely different way. Rekdek, Sir Thomas, Warren, Biren, Kieran, and Jiraiya Sama all made it out of the cavern. But you guys don't know where Ook is at the moment. You guys literally just escaped the cave in.
Causing chaos in the city.
Yeah. What are you guys doing? You literally just survived the cave in. Kind of like brush yourselves off.
I'm still circling on Charlie, just screaming, just like,
Is it still the semi-panic?
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make things worse.
Yeah.
Scream. Okay. You hear in your mind from your unicorn because they're now able to start talking to you, just like, please stop yelling. Please stop.
I'm just like, first I'm just doing a little circle to myself, and I slowly just start including the group and just running circles around it.
Like Duck Goose.
Yeah.
Kobold Dragon.
Right. What the heck, just for flavor. Hold on. Right.
Oh gosh.
Here we go.
I'm just gonna try the old command spell.
Okay.
Okay. While you're doing that, Fearin. Also, I know I'm off screen. I'm trying to get this monster can out of my backpack, but it doesn't want to get out of the mesh pocket. Fearin is badly hurt, by the way. You guys do see, so Jiraiya, which you guys don't know who this guy, you guys don't know who this is. It's just some robot man who's enlarged a size, basically like with how big Ook gets with his giant size. That's how big this guy is. But it's all mechanical. Everything about this is mechanical. You see his chest basically open up, kind of like how in Transformers, when Optimus Prime pulls his chest apart, get the Matrix of Leadership out. He pulls his chest apart, and you see Fearin as he like kind of pulls him out of his chest. And you see this just white cobalt literally just singed from toe to head, or from head to toe. I don't know why I said that backwards. He's very hurt, pretty much on death's door. Somehow he's still semi-perverted in the way that he is laying, kind of just like on his back, upwards, face up. Are you saying anything, Fearin? As Jiraiya pulls you out of his chest.
I've never been so deep in my master.
Jiraiya looks down at you and just says, maybe we should save the perverted jokes for when you're a little bit more alive.
I look up with one eye and smile. So this is what your penis sees.
Oh boy. You really.
And then I pass out.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like, everybody, this is my fault. I fully take the blame for this one. I'm a very perverted man, and I was not a good influence on this man. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's just like me. He's like my own son. But we are very perverted. Don't leave us alone in a room. Some sexual things might happen.
Did you change accents from last week?
Probably. I don't remember. I don't remember what accent you used for.
I don't remember either, but I'm like, that's new.
Yeah.
No. See, that's because there's multiple souls shoved into this body. My master's just one of them.
Yeah.
Leroy's also in there ready to sell his pimp hose.
Well, see, when he was in my chest, it kind of kicked my vocal cord out of the way. It kind of like dislocated a little bit. So my voice is gonna be like this a little bit. I know I sound kind of like a 60-year-old smoker lady. But yeah, as of right now, this is how we're gonna go with it. Can anybody heal this little man?
I will get to it.
Oh, you'll get to it.
There's something else I want to do with the other idiot running around in circles screaming.
Okay.
So
I mean, he is dying.
I don't care. He's been a pain in my neck.
Anybody else have the ability to heal him?
5 points of lay on hands.
Okay, that's enough.
Stabilize him.
That's enough. It just basically needed to stabilize him. He was dying
Wow.
and burning.
My eyes open up. I look at Sir Will as he touches me.
Sir Thomas.
My thunder crotch thundering. Thank you, Sir Will. I shall make you proud.
Sir Thomas.
You have a
Whatever.
long
They're
way
all
to
the
go.
same to me. There is no Thomas. He's not been Thomas his entire. He will never be Thomas. Let's think back to an entire year of I called him Sir Thomas and he was definitely or Sir Will and he wasn't Sir Will. He was not Sir Thomas. What was the other one?
Sir Edric.
Edric.
Yeah,
That took me
we call him
months.
Cedric the Entertainer.
That's so again, did not call him the right name. I remembered a way of being close.
Right.
All right.
I look at Sir Thomas's crotch before I pass out.
Yeah. I need you to make a DC 15 wisdom saving throw.
What's the command?
Halt.
Just hold.
Can I willingly fail with flavor?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It works on the horse. So my horse comes to a dead stop. I fly forward, hit the back of its neck, and then fall off and just lay on the ground.
Absolutely.
just one. Like I hit it and roll off. And just lay flat on my
Absolutely.
back.
Stuff's all over the place,
Fantastic.
dude.
Okay.
Save yourself.
By the way, Fearon, I think Sir Thomas gave you 5 more hit points as of right now.
I did. And then I'm about to probably do cure wounds and
Okay.
maybe something else.
Okay.
Thank you, Sir Thomas. Give me all you want.
Do you want healing or not?
Wow.
I need sexual healing.
Okay. I guess he's not going to get healing. We're going to get him.
Just sitting there limp with 5 hit points.
Can I
I'm fine.
read-
I'm fine.
Yes.
You need to be
Okay, I'm going to use my against all judgment. I'm going to use my healing hands racial ability. So it's going to be 44 of. Okay, the Dickless Wonder gets 10 more hit points.
Funny.
Wow. Oh, that name is beautiful. Nicholas Wonder.
Yes,
You
Your
watch
Honor,
my
Service
beautiful
Wonder.
packed weapon grow. Thank you,
You
Sir
ever seen
Thomas.
Ghost?
Oh, that was super fun. Now.
And let's see, what else? I'm not gonna waste any more lay on hands. Cure wounds, I'll do cure wounds.
As
I'll
you
do
guys are healing
second
up,
level
as you guys are healing
cure
up,
wounds.
Fearing,
21 more hit points to Dickless.
that's his nickname now. It's ridiculous. So as you guys, as Sir Thomas heals up Fearing, about this time you guys realize. Actually, let me go ahead and move you guys all together because I still have some of you in the map, and that's no longer there. Make sure I have that out here. Yeah. Okay. I am not seeing Charlie. Unless you
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't. Okay. Maybe you can have to resummon them if you need to. At this time, you guys realize that you don't see.
Oh, I compare to these.
Yeah, about this time, you guys are starting to know, like you, you five, including, the robot, realize that you don't see, look, and, Rectech knows, he's getting the pain that he kind of knows where Spine Splitter is, but Spine Splitter is not here yet. I'll say that at this time, you know that Spine Splitter is making his way back. In your mind, you just hear him say, "What the fuck did you guys do?"
Oh, no, I've got another thing I wanna do. Ook is off somewhere else entirely, right?
You guys don't know.
Yeah, okay. I was asking both.
Yes,
Both.
yes. He's somewhere else above it.
Was there like a cool explosion that came out of the end of the tunnel as we ran out?
Dust.
But- But
Where's
Warren
the effect?
is where we are.
Yeah, Warren is with you.
Yeah, okay.
I came up.
I might be casting the Zone of Truth spell on Warren here in a minute.
Okay.
And I might not.
Who hurt you?
What did you
That's
do?
what I'm gonna try and determine.
Nothing wrong. Just committed a war crime. It's fine.
Just war crimes. Are they called Warren crimes?
He started it.
He did start it. He started saying it was my fault.
The arcane
It
city is
wasn't.
where the Geneva Conventions are going to be.
Okay. Charisma 15 saving throw.
Oh God.
Good luck.
I'm gonna laugh you.
I'm gonna make sure I'm just far enough away from you that you don't get my +3 bonus.
I don't know which dice to trust on this one. Okay. 17.
Oh, well, okay. So much for that.
Damn. Nice. It's like,
Do I feel him try this spell on me? Like,
You see his hand. Is it a verbal somatic or is it just verbal? Well, I mean, if it's just somatic, you just see his hand.
It's
kinda like-
verbal and somatic.
Okay. Do you say anything if you're trying to cast it on her?
I don't know what he's saying.
It's just like,
But
tell me the
Tell
truth.
the goddamn truth.
Yeah, you say,
oh God.
yeah, you say, you tell me the truth. And in the back
Hey,
of your
you know,
mind,
I almost
Warren,
get blown up suddenly out of the
in
blue.
the back of your mind, you hear,
No,
you
I
can't
don't blame
handle the truth.
I don't blame you.
I'd be a little pissed too.
And the zone or the spell has no effect. It's almost as if like when you cast it, it's almost like you feel words forming in the back of your mouth to like say what happened,
Mhm.
and in the back of your mind, it's just like you can't handle the truth, and then it's like you swallow those words back down.
so Warren would like to look at Sir Thomas. Sir Will, oh my God. He messed me up because now I can't.
Sir Thomas is right.
Sir Thomas, we're fine. I'm like, which one is it now? I go, I always tell the truth. Where the hell is Ook?
I'm gonna say, believe me, if I knew where he was, I'd be trying to get the same information from him I wanted from you.
Ook and I are perfectly innocent.
Do you
I
expect
start
me to,
laughing from the
do
ground.
you expect me to
Just
ever
a
believe
deep,
that?
hearty chuckle.
Yeah, just you see.
I haven't gotten up. I'm just
Yeah.
when she
See,
says
even
that.
this moron knows
Is your
better.
bottom half laughing too, or no?
Well, it's a deep belly laugh, so you can see my belly shaking.
So it just looks like both of you are laughing, and you guys have managed to synchronize your laugh
Yeah.
where it looks
it
like
just looks like I'm
Yeah.
belly laughing.
exactly.
Where's the homicidal one?
Immediately stopped dead laughing, just stone cold sober. I don't know. I was going with you to find him.
Yeah.
At this time, you see Spinesplitter flying up to your party.
Well, he's right there. Duh.
So I'm gonna look at Sir Thomas and say, Rick Deck is way smarter than me and Ook. And then I'm gonna look up at
And I'm gonna
Spinesplitter and
say-
try to get his attention to see if he sees Ook at all. Just kind of like, oh,
Throw a dagger at him.
I'm gonna respond to what you just said. I said, this pebble on the ground is smarter than you and Ook put together.
He's pissed.
You know what shirt I was wearing yesterday?
Yours is no longer.
I was
Oak of
wearing my
Devotion, yours is the
lawful
Oak
good
of the
does not
Snack
mean
Phone.
lawful nice.
That's true.
Luke.
She
Luke,
says
what's
this,
sarcasm?
what the fuck have you guys been doing?
Oh, you see that the tunnel is completely collapsed in on itself.
I point at the robot.
So do you arrive on the ground?
No, I
Like,
don't-
are you
I
still
don't-
up in the
I
sky?
He
don't-
never
Yeah.
touches the ground. He's always flying.
If I hit
His
the ground,
muscles. So this is going to be a Jordan reference. But basically, like Quagmire when he gets stuck in his house when he figures out internet porn. That's
Oh, no.
that's Spinesplitter's wings. They're just he's a tiny body, but his wings are grotesquely muscular. He never touches the ground.
touch the ground, that means someone can grab you. Hell no.
Yeah. He has the same mentality about his wings as some people with no necks. It's just like, you can't choke me out if I ain't got a neck. You can't grab me if I never touch the ground.
He's like,
I
no,
will
that guy
flip
from
you.
60 Day
What the
Fiance.
fuck did you do?
He did not do anything.
Oh no, you.
Oh, it's
Did
all.
the ball.
Yeah.
That's why I
it's-
asked, because I
it's-
figured he
oh,
was. It was
Yeah,
I didn't do
it's like-
shit.
And what did you do with Hook? Why is she asking? Why is Warren asking? Where
I
is
don't
he?
know where he went.
And why is that cave now cut?
I don't know.
You know what's great, Rectech? Is that I was rereading back like when we first started this. You were talking about Yip Yak and everything. It's just like if I'm speaking in Yip Yak, I'm like a British person with like eloquent speak.
Yes.
And then out like in common, I talk like a toddler learning to speak. And I love how you just have committed to that part of the bit. Yeah, I'm just a toddler.
And who's the walking tin can?
Robot.
No. That's not.
I call him Robot.
Yeah, there's two robots.
I call him Robot.
Yeah.
They're all robots.
They're all robots.
No, I don't see. Look, what did you guys do?
We got into a fight, and then everything just went kaboom.
Big bada boom.
And then we ran. It's kind of fun.
Anybody? No.
I didn't hear what you said. I didn't hear what you said.
Big
What
bada
went-
boom.
What big
What
bada
went
boom.
boom?
What room?
What went boom?
That room?
The room?
Everything. The room, everything.
The crystal too.
I think so. That's why I'm worried about
I
you.
tossed a shiny green gem at her.
Okay, I'm gonna roll a perception to see if I see that.
She just did what I was trying to figure out how to do.
Oh, I know exactly what.
Can I roll a dexterity
No, I'm
check
just
to see if
saying,
I actually catch
Spine
it?
Splitters was sitting here like, how do I break the crystal?
Which means we like it. I just
There
think
is
it's
a
my only
No,
slight-
one.
I don't see shit. So
There's a slight twinge of jealousy because she beat you to the punch, but ultimately the end goal was reached.
It's destroyed.
It's destroyed.
Now
But you
20
weren't the
plus
one
3.
that did it.
Nat
Um,
20 plus 30.
I do tell you,
Yeah,
Grandma's
you
working
easily
on getting
grab the
So
green.
one time I get
Yeah. It is the shiniest green jewel you've ever seen.
ooh shinies. Thank you. I don't know what I did right, but thank you.
I immediately stand up and I just slowly inch my way and stand behind Warren. I want to try to pickpocket him. Here in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
Here in about 5 minutes. Okay. Over the next 5 minutes, I'm just gonna
Maybe-
slowly
See if the paladin is gonna cool down. after
This is
3
gonna be
minutes.
like a
until,
roll off,
until
I
I'm
feel like.
standing around behind her, and then I'm gonna try to pickpocket her.
I am gonna be watching him closely, I think, at this point.
Oh,
I am
you need
one
to
of the
make-
tallest here, so
you need
it's-
to make a
That's
charisma
true.
15 saving throw because you went into
fine,
the zone of truth.
give me
Oh,
a
So it's the shiny green gem, right?
because you were trying to get me, or because you were trying to get to them in a bit of a hurry. Give me a. This will have been when you were flying.
Okay.
Give me a. I'll say history more books. What would be something if you're
11.
trying to remember
Okay.
something?
All that means is if I
Just a.
Question,
I'll just
you
say a
can't
flat
knowingly
wisdom
lie.
check to see if you
Okay.
remember.
that'd be 22.
22. Okay. You remember when you were flying back, you saw like a dust cloud on another portion of this mountain. The mountain is kind of carved out in a sense to where it's like if it was a tunnel, but it's not enclosed. Like it's an open. So there's not that fourth wall. You just basically would be traveling up the side of the mountain, and it's just carved out. That way, you can kind of stay away from the edge and be protected from like rain and stuff. So it has that stuff above. But there was another kind of like what you kind of see settling where these guys all are. You saw a second dusty area, what you could assume was another tunnel, about a half a mile back.
Was Ook there?
You wouldn't have seen Ook because he
Oh,
would
yes, I would.
because it was the dust cloud.
Oh, I'm gonna say, I'm pretty sure we'll see Ook, shiny and all.
No, that would have been he would have been heavily basically would have been fog cloud. Effectively, it
Okay.
was spell. But you know that you saw another like dusty cloud.
Okay. Lucia, I answered my questions. No one gave me answers. I pay tribute for destroying. Yeah, I'm good.
So you said you got a 22.
Mhm.
There was one other thing that you saw as you passed by. You didn't see Ook, but you did see something shiny like a sword being swung. Like the movement of a sword in that cloud, like you saw like the tip of a sword and then disappeared, like it was in an arc motion.
Is it close? Is it moving towards us? See a sword when I look around?
No,
Okay, I don't care.
no. But this was back in its second dust.
If it's not approaching us, I don't care.
Right. Did you tell them anything that they said about Ook? Like, did you mention that you'd seen a dust cloud or?
No, because I don't think it's
Okay. You guys at least know that.
Sorry.
Yeah, not Jiraiya, which I mean, obviously you don't know his name. But Robit said that there were 2 exits when you guys were trying to leave.
We knew there were 2 exits when we first came here.
Yes, yeah, you guys knew that there were 2 exits. This is where Jiraiya speaks up because he's starting to kind of put 2 and 2 together. He's realizing that now Ook is no longer with the party. He knew that you guys were there, and he says, "Your little red friend, never caught his name, but did I'm not seeing him. Did he make it out?" I mean, we could go to the other entrance, see if he, made it. made it out up there. He may have just gotten separated and still made it out. We gotta go north if we're gonna go look for him.
Okay,
For the
so
sake of the city, they better hope he made it out.
Warren is not even going to hear like the end of that sentence. She's just gonna immediately start running for the other entrance. If she even remembers where the hell it is.
Obviously the map is not, freight or is not spec'd out to be a half a mile. But you guys start making your way north. Let's see if I can get you all.
Actually, can I have
But
someone
that, as
Leo?
far as rectangle,
Before just Leo the
everything
third.
will transpire
Is
inside
that
the
what it's
camera.
Yeah, Leo put it on the third. I thought it was the second. Is it the
Wait.
third? It might be the third.
It's okay.
Yeah, Leo put it on the third.
I know I remember my own uniform thing.
Let me double check something.
And a poor unicorn, not loved.
Hold on. I'm looking at my own notes.
What's that?
I'm pretty
That
sure it
poor
was Leo.
unicorn, not loved.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was Leo the
She
third.
can't even remember his name.
Yeah.
All right.
Can't you remember her name?
Leo.
I know I gave him a number. I just can't remember.
It was the third.
Thank you.
All right. You guys make it up to where you see that
Just call him Trey.
Trey.
Well, I like that.
You guys see where that second entrance enters or exits and enters. As you guys approach, the dust is starting to settle. As you guys get close to the entrance, everybody give me either an investigation or a perception check.
How about I get from that 20 to that?
You'll you get in that one.
26.
26. What'd you get?
21.
21.
I'm lucky still.
What'd you get? So Tom, oh, you're still rolling. You got a 5.
Mhm.
Is Fearon still here or did he already have to leave? Oh, he's asleep. Yeah, I'll say by now you've woken up. Oh, you're muted. If you're talking, but you've woken up by now. You realize that the group is heading north. Because
Fuck
you guys
you.
are trying to find books.
Wasn't directed at you.
And you know that you guys are trying to find books. If you would like to, before you leave, Fearon, if you want to roll either an investigation or a perception check,
I just
as you guys approach the second entrance to the tunnel system. Tom's got an 18.
Scotty just
Oof. Fearon doesn't see shit. He's still kind of waking up. His eyes are kind of puffy. All the dust got in his eyes.
No. It's even worse than that because I used investigation. I rolled my meager ass over and felt the ground trying to figure out where I was at.
you just flop out of Jiraiya's arms, go straight to the ground, and start dirt. I have found dirt.
You watch me feel defeated as I pass out, not to wake again this session.
Okay.
All right.
Have a good one. Have a good one, Fearon. Which you
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Obviously, you gotta
Thank you,
work.
Pimp Daddy Jiraiya.
You're welcome.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Jordan.
So for anybody that got a 15 or higher, you know, obviously that there's dust, there's debris, but as from all the rubble and everything like that. Anybody who got a 15, you know that there not only was there the debris of the explosion, there is signs of a scuffle. That there was fighting here. Book is nowhere to be found. But you can see that something happened. There was a fight. For Spine Splitter and Rep Deck, I'm going back in time for a little bit to kind of reference something more from your guys' backstories. I believe this was something that Rep Deck had told me early on. You guys used to be a part of the Team Guild. On the ground in front of you, there is a severed ear with an earring that has 3 beads on kind of like a silver rod on them. They have, I know that there was colors for this. There was a the 3 beads that were on here. There was a gold bead. There was a midnight navy bead, and in kind of like a epoxy resin, but it's more kind of like amber in how it's made. There was also a small, like, miniature black dagger within a kind of clear bead. You guys are 100 years in the future, and this is something that you don't think that you would have ever seen before, or you would have seen again. You guys were in there for a small time. It was kind of an up and coming, thieves guild and such. But that bottom bead indicated what the name of this thieves guild was, and it was known as the Shadowed Dagger. The fact that this is still here, and the gold bead, identified this person who lost his ear as a lieutenant, and the midnight navy bead indicated that he was smuggler. So the pieces of information that you have is that this was a lieutenant, he was a smuggler, he was a member of the Shadowed Dagger.
I'm gonna pick it up and I'm gonna motion for Spine Splitter to come here so I can show him them.
You recognize it as well.
And as he gets close enough, I'm gonna attempt to pierce his ear with it real quick.
Give me a dexterity save. I'll say yours is a sleight of hand. It'll be opposed sleight of hand versus your dexterity saving throw.
Let's go back to this. Dexterity.
Oh, you are boned, my friend.
So the gold was a lieutenant.
Yes.
Okay.
Did you get a 20?
Got a 30.
Yeah, I didn't ask you that.
There's no way. What's your dex save?
I got a nat 20. My dex save is plus 10.
All right, so we got the same thing.
Yeah, he did his head. You don't quite pierce his ear. I'll say it kind of like pricks it, but it's not
Like,
as
come here, this
successful.
is for you.
And it
I
doesn't
take the ear willingly, though.
you take the ear.
I take and pull the earring out, hand it to him, and then eat the ear.
You see Spine Splitter's eyes like dilate because he's never had human meat before.
It's a human ear.
Yes.
I just
gosh.
I just start yelling out Oak's name. Ook! Almost like a child looking for their lost puppy. Just Ook!
I'm gonna join.
Yeah, I toss the earring at him and just eat the ear.
Yeah.
And then start looking for Hook.
I'm just like randomly pacing, but not leaving like a 10-foot square.
You do see still with that investigation check, with the high investigation checks. This is what you found outside the entrance of this tunnel. That there was a scuffle. You can tell that Ook was here. He had went into his giant size. He was putting up a fight. There are a couple. There is a sword sticking in the ground at the edge of the mountain. You can see blood dripping down it. You can see kind of some tattered clothes pinned like underneath the sword, but you don't see its owner. So you assume he's over the edge.
So I walk towards the edge of the cliff, and about 5 feet away, I stop and scan and try to keep eyes on Spine Splitter.
So we don't push you.
And once I find him, I'm gonna stand there for a second, and then I'm gonna get down on all fours and crawl to the edge to look over.
Okay. Yeah, you get down, you crawl,
There you go.
you see
How far down is it?
oh, you guys are quite a ways up.
Oh, okay. So it's not like just like 10 feet or
no.
something. Okay. Then, yeah, I wouldn't push him over that.
The part that
If it was
you
10 foot. Oh, fuck.
I still know you.
so with where you are at now, the second entrance, there is more of like a sheer drop versus where you guys came out of that first exit. That one's more kind of like an angle, so you more roll than anything. But up here, it's more of like a sheer drop off, about 50 feet down, on kind of like just a small ledge. You do see a dead halfling, just sprawled out on this ledge, but it doesn't look like they're moving, and they are
Go
bleeding.
grab him, bring him up, and drop him right on his ass.
I'm trying to scoot away from the edge, but I'm staying on my stomach, so I don't want to stand up near the edge when he's around. So I'm like scooting back.
So
Yeah.
I go get the body,
Yeah.
bring it up, drop right on his ass.
Okay, yeah. Well, you're still you just
Yep.
Shove it off me and get up. Like, who killed guy?
yeah. You
Or turn
you
to the group and say,
see
who killed guy?
you turn over this body, and part of the face is just fully smashed in. It does look like one of the heads of misery just full on bash this halfling's face in. It is fully just deformed.
I go over the sword and lick the blood. Can I tell what manner of creature it is?
It's a half. No.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, you see it's a half. Well, you see that the body is a halfling.
Yeah, but the blood will go dripping down the sword. You said.
Oh, okay. So give me a. You can make this with. Did I give you advantage against stuff against being poisoned, or do you have that as the poisoner feat?
Yeah,
Okay.
but you gave me
Go
both.
ahead and give me a con save. This is against poison.
Hopefully it's a new poison. That'll be 19.
19? Okay. This is very bitter. It's a very bitter poison when you taste it. Similar to like the damaging poison that you have, like just the initial stuff you have that cause damage over time. This bitterness makes you think that this stuff is very potent, but it is not meant for. It is not meant for. Actually, give me a history check as well.
Seeing his face like sort of glow with excitement, I'll lick it too.
Yeah, you can. Do you want 21 poisoner's kit as well?
No.
Give me a con save.
Okay, I succeed.
You succeed. Okay. What was the total?
I succeed.
Oh
I have that hairpit of whatever
yeah, that's right. I
that
forgot
I,
you had
that I
that.
still don't know what it does. So
Yeah.
I'm immune to poison and don't know it.
When you lick this poison, you feel like this thing in your pocket goes, and you feel something like something overcome you, both of you. Overcome you. It's just like it's a purge almost. It's just like energy. Like almost like you had to take a crap, and then it just that feeling went away. Spine Splitter would get on your history check.
21.
21. This stuff is the Shadow Dagger's version of cyanide. It is you know that it is meant for self-application so that you
I
do
pull
not.
one of my glass vials out and I start putting it all in the vial. Mm.
Well, it's just in his blood. It's from what he killed, so it is very diluted.
What's dripping down the sword?
Just his blood. That was just his blood.
Yeah, you can like taste it in his blood.
That's fine. I'm
Yeah.
still, if I can get a reaction from it, that means I can dose myself with it.
This is true. You can dose yourself with it to kind of get. Well, yeah, his thing is building up tolerances against certain poisons.
We're gonna wake up one day and just be like overdose. Like it just blew.
I'm gonna play that meme in the background where it's just like you get hit and just go.
Am I anywhere near all this?
Yes.
You tell me.
Now, I'm sorry, I'm gonna roll a perception check.
Oh, I'm gonna get there is no doubting
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
But you
Well, I got an 8.
have.
I'm
Like I
gonna,
said,
I'm gonna ask you what it is, because like it's just blood to me. So I was like, what are you doing?
Good. It's the good stuff.
What's
Yeah.
the good stuff?
It makes it tingle. Nothing has made it tingle in a while.
I'm gonna start freaking the fuck out, thinking I just ingested this poison.
Okay, I'm trying to decipher your mood and
You did,
intentions.
technically.
Oh, my mood
No.
is happy.
18 on insight, so I think I'm seeing, okay, this sociopath is happier than usual. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
He found a new spice for his food.
Imagine a kid going into a candy store for the very first time.
Oh yeah.
That is
Recognizing
exactly how I am.
that he's collecting a poison now that he describes as the good stuff,
Well, no,
I'm
and
gonna
I'm-
immediately lose my shit, thinking I've just poisoned myself.
Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Is this
8.
8.
You give yourself a
You're-
plus 3
you're-
there.
Your panic attack is starting to become more outwardly. You were panicking internally, but now you're kind of like, oh shit. Yeah, you're not fully in the fear condition, but slightly. You're just kind of like,
He's immune to fear if he's anywhere near me at the
No,
moment.
it's not like an actual. He's
Right.
more afraid of something that
Right.
happened.
I'm gonna say,
I'm scared that I just ingested deadly poison.
are you
Yeah.
okay?
No,
What exactly is it you think is wrong?
poison, and I'm gonna start like just twitching.
It's not it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm gonna waste 5 points of lay on hands unnecessarily.
Does that
Just
cure
cure poison.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
to see if I can get him to snap out of it.
I just kind of like stand there and just like in a trance, just
As you're calming down.
I just look at this and go, and just thinking, what the fuck's wrong with you? Since you got that fucking unicorn.
Yeah.
I'm
Don't
just gonna
worry,
say you leave Charlie out of it. Yeah.
Leo and Charlie have nothing to do with this.
As I look at the sword some more.
you just see a little bit of pink kind of like sparkle from my hand for a second. Because I'm debating.
Somebody.
Those,
Charlie.
I'm gonna dramatically kind of
Those
turn away
were-
from you and walk off and summon
those
Charlie and
were,
then go get on top of him.
Those were potential fighting words. Yeah.
Yes, because his brain realized where I'm standing and what would happen. It'd be
Well, I
charged.
would just assume
Reptile.
anyone in the party other than Ook
You have
would understand
you have an
facing you would
ability
be a
that
challenge
can
at
do like a
best.
psychic link. with
And
something,
yes, Sir
right?
Thomas is well
I
aware of
can't
that, which doesn't mean
You
I
have
won't
an
still
ability
if I
that
feel
can
I
do
have to.
kind of like a psychic
I know.
link, right?
Psychic whispers, but to initiate it, they have to be like within eyesight or something.
For this one instance, I will bend the rules for this. And it won't cost you a charge of it because this is more kind of story.
Okay.
Because the amount of time that it would take for you to get this ability, you'll have a chance to do a long rest. So
They were
it's
insane.
not. In this instance, you can connect with Book if you decide to use that ability of use the psychic whisper.
I will attempt to.
Do I roll anything against it? Oh, I thought that you were saying it like if you were trying to do a roll.
No, I mean it's the only thing I roll for is to see how many hours it lasts.
Okay, yeah.
It's creatures of my choice that I can see, so
Yes.
that's why I was.
Well, for this one,
clarifying.
this is the reason why I was taking away the C part. That it's just for this instance alone, it's going to be that you've traveled long enough with Ook that mentally you could connect with him on this,
Alright.
for this.
I'm gonna kind of lead Charlie away from him a little bit. And just,
Thought once I could see in here, and I just kept staring at the group as I was walking.
Like Professor X, which is a
sitting
reason
majestically upon Charlie. I'm actually gonna sit cross-legged on his sidewalk. Just
you get pain. Of where Ook is.
look, and I just take off galloping that way.
He's not up north.
Well, in his direction, I just start galloping that way.
You can't gallop that direction.
Is it off the cliff?
Off the cliff.
Start galloping,
Boards.
and then Charlie realizes that the cliff's coming up, and he stops. I smack him again, fall off, and lay on my back.
Books very, very quickly.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
just gonna
saying
say
after
this.
you.
I'm gonna say this real quick. Just keep a hit on that.
Mhm.
Book's signal is very weak. Not in the sense that he's like, not like if he's like in mortal peril, as if he's like about to die. It's very much like if he's been poisoned and is on the verge of unconsciousness. So you get almost it's a very quick blip of where he's at.
As I hit the ground, I'm gonna roll over, crawl back to the edge, and start yelling, "Look! Look's in trouble! Look!"
He is moving closer and closer to the city at a constant pace. And he is about to reach the city. That is about 3 miles away.
I'm just gonna point in that kind of general direction. Look is over there.
Okay,
Like panicked.
how far down roughly is the cliff?
If you jump off that cliff, it will be maximum falling damage.
Yeah, I'm
He's
just
got
trying to
wings.
get some idea of feet. I've got a rope. I'm gonna,
Oh, much.
too
If
far for that.
yes,
Okay,
you can travel down the mountain and go back to like where you guys
Okay.
remember the village.
okay. Were you saying all this out loud?
Yes.
Is it something way I would
Yes.
understand? I've got my horse
Broken
still.
common.
I'm on
Okay.
my horse still, so I'm gonna
Alright.
start booking it towards
To
the,
continue with
the city.
Okay.
And I'm gonna climb on Charlie and follow.
I will say that you do hear Ook like as he's like fading into unconsciousness. I'll say that the psychic whisper thing keeps up until you get to the city. But Ook hurts. Ook really hurts.
You know, Mr. Thomas's response, that'll be, I know I don't hear it, would be
Yes.
good.
Oof. Yeah,
Not
you guys-
meant seriously.
as you guys are starting to leave, before you leave, you're starting to pass the first entrance that you guys escaped out of, and Robin is standing there. But you can see literally, it looks like it's almost like a human-shaped hole has form-fitted this entire tunnel, almost as if he like drilled out of it by just basically T-posing and going through.
I'm gonna ride Charlie up till in front of him, but face Charlie so he's like back here. And I'm gonna turn around, and as I'm talking to him, I'm gonna be like, "Fix Fearin, bring him to us later." And I'm trying to distract him as my horse poops in front of him.
Oh no! This robot is not
No,
Jiraiya.
no, he's
Yeah,
talking-
I'm
Oh,
pointing to
okay.
Jiraiya and Fearin, be like, "Fix him, then bring him to us." And then
Oh,
continue after
Bring
him.
robot to you.
No, bring Fearin to us.
Bring Fearin. Okay. Yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't notice the horse shitting in front of him.
He's got very low perception. Robot has very low perception.
Ow! The robot.
He's a scientist that puts all of his time and focus into making arcane stuff, arcane
Okay.
energy stuff.
So I see the little robot from when we first got here.
Well, he's not little, but yes, you see him.
Told you fucking with that crystal was gonna hurt you. And we just fly off.
You know, I don't remember you being there, but it was the other two. Though I don't see one of them, but it was that one and one other.
Okay. Yeah, so actually I paused. So I'm not sure what happened here. I assume being told it blew up inside here. Is there anything in that god awful amalgam?
My laboratory is gone.
That's I would say I feel sorry for you, but I don't really. But the city, is there stuff inside the city that can do the same thing that happened here?
Not, not really. I mean,
Oh, good. And I
everything,
fly.
everything. I mean, everything magical out there is just like low level magic stones, and they're about the size of like an emerald, but they're more used for light and powering houses.
All right, thanks. Bye.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. He
All
does,
spice, but-
say as you're leaving, there are some new weapons that I just made that were delivered to the city. They're
Immediately stop and just kind of listen.
they're not explosives, but they are kind of arcane. I call them arcane cannons. Where is he? A supplier came and got them. It's up near the second entrance.
Name.
I don't have a name.
I'm just gonna kind of look at him quizzically, like even I know. You're supposed to know who you're giving that shit to. I'm not saying that out loud. I'm just like, okay, and then I follow him.
My profession is
Okay, bye.
Yeah. He's still talking in the background, not real. Like I said, he's not perceptive, but he just yeah. My profession is just to make weapons. They're not to really care who they go to. I have no blood on my hands in wars. I just make the weapons. People buy them from me, and then he just walked away from. I'll say that Jiraiya is following behind, carrying Firen because he'll have to take him to get you. But like I said, in the time that it takes, I know technically, mechanically, it doesn't work this way, but I'll say in the time that it takes for you to get to the city, because you've got to travel down the mountain, and get through here, it's a long rest, effectively. So if any of you took damage, you can long rest and reset that. Yeah, Spine Splitter didn't take any damage.
When does he?
Yeah.
Fair.
I did in the favor.
You guys start getting into the city. Let's see. Keep frame.
I have a question to do that.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, you had
No, you're fine.
you had something you wanted to.
So Warren, after she hears him say he's at rec deck where Ook is at, she's gonna take off on Leo. But as she hears Robit say what he said, she's gonna say, "My bad." Just keep it.
I do.
Yeah, that's right. It definitely was your fault.
Sorry.
It definitely was your. He's gonna. Well, you've left, but he's still talking to you as you're leaving. Like you're still leaving. He focuses on arcane projects, arcane energy projects. He's not perceptive. He doesn't realize that you're leaving until after like a few minutes for it to compute. So he just keeps talking. It takes about 10 seconds for his brain to like recirculate. He's just like, oh, stuff's not in front of me. There's definitely a delay in whatever is going on there.
I do actively stand that happening for all he has.
He also is a part of, or he also is a member of the Shadow Dagger. He's not as high up as the lieutenant
he have the
was.
poison?
He was.
Does he have the poison on him?
No. He doesn't have the poison on him. After you inspect it, it was like a capsule, kind of very much like a spy movie, where it was like a tube that you crush.
I pick him up and toss him over the edge.
Okay.
And then I wait for them to actually get a distance, so we follow them down and then we just go where we need to go.
On the path, I'm gonna kind of pull up alongside Sir Thomas and show him the earrings. Like, bad people have ook.
Do you say anything, Sir Thomas, to that?
Do you have any idea where? Other than in the city somewhere?
No.
Is there any other information you might want to share that you have?
Bad people.
Yes, I
I'm just gonna
got,
point at like the dagger,
I got that part.
dagger or
Shadow Dagger.
shadow dagger group.
Technically, the full name is the Shadow Dagger Brotherhood, but everybody within the Brotherhood just called it the Shadow Dagger.
Okay, can I roll like a history check or anything
Yeah, you
to see
can.
if I just for
History
flavor
or
of-
insight.
Stupid you
I'll
bastard.
roll both.
Yeah.
I'll start with history, but then insight's usually better for me than history. So.
While he's rolling that, you'll know that everybody within the Shadow Dagger was a multi-racial thing. It wasn't just humans. Obviously, you see halflings and you take the ear of a human. There were a few more kobolds that you remember from that time. There were a few owlin because they don't make noise when they're flying. That kind of thing. What'd you get?
12 on history, dirty 20 on insight.
Okay.
Oh.
Before you became the second mate, a bug game question. What is your oath?
The full sign that talks about the
Devotion.
history of
Devotion.
TMS.
What
Finds
god
whatever
did you end
put in
up
this-
deciding to
whatever he said.
So where's the
Well,
line?
considering I'm from the Forgotten Realms, I'm gonna assume on tier. Like,
Now they're gonna get it.
Okay. Let me
So-
write that down just so that I-
But yeah,
the tier is God of justice, so that
so
should
you have the sign.
give you some
This should
insight
be
there
interesting.
on how tier would probably feel about criminal organizations.
Right.
I did say one thing from that cave, and I dropped it in Recdeck's lap as he's riding Charlie, and that's that fucking sign
Oh,
with a description.
yeah,
Wait,
yeah. You see
were
this.
what?
You see the sign
Oh, you
from
said-
and do you say you said you tell him where that was from?
Oh yeah,
Okay, yeah.
but you
hear
also
him
said it
tell
was written
you-
on there, saying that Ions Tiamat were this evil entity thing. So
Yes.
Uh,
It was a sign
yeah.
that said "Altar of Tiamat Tourist Site."
I have Charlie stomp on the tourist site part
Yeah.
as I walk by.
Yeah, and so it just says Altar of Tiamat Site. Yeah. You with your history check. I'll go with the insight first, actually. So with the insight, you know that the Shadow Dagger did everything really except they didn't specialize in assassinations. They were very more of a thieves guild. Most of their stuff was in like fencing items, smuggling, bribery, a lot of stuff that requires coin to fix problems, espionage, subterfuge, all that kind of stuff. There was a specialized unit of the Shadow Dagger that did assassinations, but not much was known about them. You in your past with the 12 history, you would come across a few members of the Shadow Dagger, people that you arrested in like trying to, either trying to bribe a city official or things like that, things of that nature, to where right place, right time, you happen to catch them and they didn't know that you were there, kind of things. Aside from that, you never really knew like where their headquarters were. You never really knew. You could never figure out who like some of the spy masters were, or any of like the head lieutenants and masterminds behind the deal. But you knew that they existed.
You want to say something to Roughneck like, well, you're a sneaky little shit. Why don't you
Why don't I what?
do some investigating? Because
Aye, sure. The way he's ordering it just reminds me of the inspector ordering Inspector Clouseau from Pink Panther.
Officer Doofy from Scary Movie.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah.
oh, we
I
get to
just
come to the city.
thought of it.
They're
or-
making
Yeah,
a
you
scary
guys
movie
start
about
heading
it.
towards the
I-
city.
Animal House.
You're
Shit.
So you said we're almost to the city. Do we see the guards? Do we see the kobolds riding away? Where the whales? Dire weasels.
Yes, they're writing where we smell.
That would be fun.
Yeah, you guys start getting into this. You guys start getting into the city. You start making your way into the entrance. You remember when you were in back when you guys first started, when you were going from Baltra to Westwood. That you guys came upon that checkpoint. There was much more security there in Westwind than there is in this city, but you're also on the same island as the city. Most of the guard or checkpoint inspection would be along the coast, basically trying to make sure that you guys are already in the city. Why would they have a checkpoint to check for you guys?
I know you said there's multiple species of stuff here in the city, but as far as other kobolds, do we only see blue kobolds?
Not now. Before, it was just strictly blue kobolds.
Right.
Now you see kind of a variety. And some of them are not just like full color, like single colored kobolds. How you kind of described how your look is, where it's like you're mostly a black kobold, but you've got like that kind of rainbowish sheen to your scales. Very similarly, a lot of these kobolds, like you'll have a red kobold, but it'll have like a blue sheen to them.
Like candy coat?
Yeah, like a candy coat kind of situation, to where you can tell that they're a like a multicolored kobold. There are a few of them that have like spots, like almost like the what is the is it Infatigo or whatever it is, where it's just like kind of spotty, or
I don't know.
it's whatever Michael Jackson had, that reverted from black to white.
Vitiligo?
Yeah,
Pronounce
yeah.
that?
So they're walking. There's a flying kobold around them, and there's kobolds walking around. What's happening?
Yeah, yeah, you guys come up to two kobolds riding upon dire weasels.
I'm
Near
insanely jealous.
near the entrance of the city.
Like, have you seen Kobold? I'm not meant to talk in common, so it's stupid. Kobold rusty helmet.
Lots of glam. He's got the fucking razor.
Who are you? I haven't seen you before. You're really tall for a kobold.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
I'm gonna switch to Yip-Yak.
Okay.
We are looking for our companion. He is a red kobold, wears a big rusty helmet, and he's been
A lot of shinies.
lots of shinies. And he's been taken here to the city. Did he come this way?
I haven't.
Okay, thanks, bye. And I'm just gonna keep walking by.
I will say that you notice as you're leaving, like with the conversation, he wasn't quite picking up Yip Yak. Like it was for him, what you do with common was what he was picking up in Yip Yak. Like they don't really speak Yip Yak all that much anymore. It's very much more like draconic and common and things like that.
I'll say out there. What are you doing with our dire weasels?
All right, how are you speaking to him? Like, in what language are you speaking to him? Yip Yak, Draconic, or?
I'll try common first. If that don't work, then I'll fucking go to draconic. And if I have to go to, I'm not gonna go to Yip Yak because he doesn't understand him. But
I'm
regardless,
just gonna kind of look at Spine Splitter and like point at the guard and be like, when he doesn't understand Yip-Yak.
The guy looks at you like, what do you mean your dial?
we captured these fuckers, and they were being held for us to return after our little mission we went on.
I'm gonna get real sassy and be like, "You're welcome."
So yes, our dire weasels.
I mean, dire weasels are bred at the city guard, and people of our size,
Show me your finest weasel, and then I'm gonna wait a second. No. Look, we need to find.
he then strides up and just like kind of like what you did with Charlie, just like this here, and he like back and forth on it because the dire weasel is kind of like irritated that they stopped moving. Like, oh yes, this was top of his class in City Guard Academy.
Oh, thank you. And I'll hold out my hand for the reins.
Ooh. What's your armor class?
I don't know. You might be
20?
getting bit.
20. You see the dire weasel like snap at you. It doesn't hit, but it's just like as you reach your hand out, kind of like what a cop canine would do to anybody who tries to touch their owner.
I mean mug the dire weasel.
You
And then
know
kind of snap out of it. No, we need to find Ook. Like talking out loud, but kind of myself. Like, find Ook. Then we collect weasels.
I'm gonna give
My
you
growl
one.
back.
And I looked at the guy and I was like, you get one warning, control your little beast there, or he's gonna be cooked.
He just feels the animosity from you. That's all he feels.
Tiny little
Bad
rivulets,
weasel.
tiny little
Bad
rivulets,
weasel.
tiny little rivulets of acid start dripping from my mon, just landing on the ground, not touching them, but just that sizzle like from aliens.
I'll say that has not made an intimidation check.
Hey, I can.
19.
19. So it doesn't fully stop growling, but it's not as loud. It's kind of
He growled the rest of them, but as long as he's growling him,
he just kind of just stays in place. At this point, you see the dire weasel just sit because now he knows that we're no longer moving, and he's like,
So red kobold, rusty hat, ton of shiny stuff on his head. Come through this way.
well, I mean, he didn't. We just kind of turned this corner, and you guys were here. I mean, he very easily could have came through here.
Okay, bye.
How do you know he's in the city?
We know.
And who's responsible for turning that cave into a tourist attraction? You know, the one that says
Oh,
Tiamat?
that would be the Museum of Island Trinkets.
And where's this museum?
Ook
It's-
first.
We still need to know where it's
Where is
at.
it?
Exactly.
It's a little bit further up into like the middle class kind of like denizens of this island. So not quite upper echelon. What is your deal?
Ook first, then museum.
Yes, but we still need to know where it's at.
You go.
Are you talking verbally or
Yes.
psychically?
Oh yeah,
Verbally.
Okay.
we're kind of in that.
Is book a name, or are you trying to say book and it just doesn't come across? Like I don't know who you guys are. I've never seen. And then he notices your guys' like AIDS devices. Where the fuck did you get those? those
The
things
switch
are
they get back.
those things
These
are
guys were
ancient.
We're
I
ancient.
agree.
Were you spelunking? Like, did you find them in a cave? Like,
Warren
I'm
hears
just-
your
I'm just
guys'
like,
Won't
no,
believe us if we
Warren
told
hears
you.
your guys' conversations, and
okay,
she's like,
people have been
"You're
on
more stupid
people
than
been
I
on
am."
stranger
At
trips
this
before.
Never accused me of being under the
How do
influence
they
of
not
anything. I
know
say,
what
I'm saying
a
in
kobold
character.
looks like?
No, I just. Well, this is a Magic City. I didn't necessarily mean that you were on drugs. People on strange trips, regardless. I mean, there's a lot of people that travel to like different planes of existence.
So
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
when he's done, Warren's gonna look at him and say, "Aren't you a guard? Shouldn't you know who's walking in your city?"
I'm very low, seventh fall. I just have I'm like a so this is how things work. Like I'm part of a very kind of like underpaid precinct. This is the top of the class.
Just disregard whatever this one over here says.
I was rolling for my attention
she's
span,
the,
which I got a nat one for that.
She's
so.
the
Oh yeah, you just
She's-
fully stopped paying
she's
attention
the-
when he said.
she's the second dumbest member of our group.
No,
here,
he's dumber
so.
than me.
I
Oh,
said second
While they're
dumbest.
talking, I'm gonna walk
Oh,
behind
he's
the
dumber
guard.
than me.
straight.
Guard, it's dumb.
You see the other guard in his dire weasel look at you. The dire weasel chuckles like he knows what you're doing.
I'm
You've
just-
never seen an animal laugh, but just like some weird, kind of like how like a cat like hisses kind of thing. That's how the dire weasel was laughing.
Word for word, that was the exact description you gave the first time we met the weasels, and one of them laughed at something.
Yeah.
Like I just had huge deja vu. I'm like, hold on.
It's just like a cat.
Yes,
Yeah.
word for word.
Yeah, like a cat just going. "Meh, meh."
We go find Ook, and then we blow up the
Yeah,
museum.
so Warren looked at
Uh,
Thomas and said,
You keep saying
I don't
the
know if you're
word
smarter than
"Ook."
I am.
Is that his name? But listen,
Bye. And I
listen,
walked
my
over to
God,
Rebecca.
I
We go
get-
now.
we have private investigators in the city. We could have people look for
Nick.
them.
Where?
But you
Where?
down at the district, down at the guard. You would have to follow me.
Do you have map?
No, I know the city, this part of the town by heart.
Fine.
Where's the huts? Where's the blue guy?
Yeah, we're just Kieran right now.
Oh, Kieran's with you. It's like a blue guy right there.
No.
He is your god. Show us where we need to go.
Oh, are you talking about the really old kobold man?
Sure.
He surprisingly has a beard. It's a kobold and somehow has facial hair now. He's ancient as fuck.
Does he have both his eyes?
Yeah,
Oh, good.
he's got kind of a Scottish accent.
Where is he? For God, love of God, someone in this town that actually might know what's going on.
He's up in the upper echelon. He's part of the council.
Well, you need to take us to him,
I'm not allowed in Africa. I'm not.
then make it happen somehow.
It's gonna take a while. It's gonna take a while.
Just point where it's at.
He points. So there's only one mountain, but there are like hilly areas. And they do kind of like about like get up to about half a mile high. That's where like one of the upper echelons are, and he points up there. This city is this part of the layers up here are immaculate, like marbled gold, but there's also a magic bubble around here, or at least you assume it's magic, but there is a translucent sphere surrounding this place.
Okay. There's a lot of things up there. Which one is he in?
He's in the square. That real tall building that literally almost touches the bubble. He's in that one.
Perfect. I'll be back. You make your way there.
Good luck getting in there. You have to have a bracelet. You have to have some kind of bracelet to even get through the bubble, which is why I'm not allowed through there.
We'll get through them.
Indeed. He pulls out like a magic stone. Just like, Captain, we got some guys talking about trying to enter the upper echelon. Might want to keep an eye out on like winged black rainbow sheened kobold.
It's Spine Splitter. Get it right.
Only
Some-
people see him.
I think he said his name was like Spine Smasher or something. Spleen Splitter.
I get in this close to his eyes, take the damn thing out of his hand. Hello? And I just start looking at it. Try talking to it. Hello?
Give me an Arcana check.
I am done with these assholes. I got an 18.
An 18? Okay. You realize that you were holding it upside down and that there is a small sigil on one of the things that you have to put your thumb on to like a walkie-talkie.
What was that old man's name? What was the chief's name? He gave it to us. I cannot remember.
Don't know.
I'm trying to remember his name. She's the one that asked. She's got all the notes.
One
So yeah,
second.
really old kobold, blue
One
kobold.
second. Hold on.
We need to talk to him. Tell him his
Um,
Messiah is with us. He will know, and the Temple of Tiamat entrance. He'll know. No. Hello? Hello? No, I don't know how this thing fucking really works. And
Okay,
I
let's see.
toss it in the air.
Okay. I'll pass this on to our chief. We're on separate channels.
Just tell him Spine Splitters here. Kieran, Fearin, Rectech, Warren, Sir Thomas.
I'm still trying to be very.
Okay.
Now,
you hear kind of like a shuffling on the other end of it, and it's like, hey, chief, there's some guy, kind of guy, and he's, his name, he kind of snip again. Yeah, he took his man radio again. Anyway, some guy named Spine Splitter. He comes back over. So, you said your name is Spine Splitter?
Yeah.
Okay, and he pulls back away. This guy named Spine Splitter is saying that he needs to speak to like the old blue elder in the upper echelon. And,
Okay.
and give him what she needs. What should I do about it? And you hear in the background just this old gruff, just like. I mean, we can make it. We get the same voice for him.
Bago?
Bago?
I think so.
No, he's Bago.
Yeah.
Is Bago or is that the goblin?
Let's see.
Or was that the wizard?
No, that's old Janky.
Okay.
Bago says
Old
no one
Janky.
else is as old except someone who's almost gone to the world. Because he was trying to stop being chief because he wanted to finally like die.
Oh,
basically.
okay, yeah, then I guess his name is
It's Bago.
Bago. Okay.
Yeah.
Bago, where? Come on. Hello? We don't have all day.
Bago. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard Bago called. I haven't heard his name used as Bago in a long time. I read it in stories.
I'm gonna crowd Spine Splitter and like over his shoulder, but hello, just start screaming at the device.
Hello. You just hear like squawk. It's just like, just like, please. He's like, please, pull your voice away from the mana stone. Please speak softer into it. It gets a lot of feedback.
We want to speak to Bago. He knows us. He took us to the temple at Tiamat. He needs to come talk to us, or I'm going to start burning your city.
Are you the black kobold that destroyed the tourist spot?
Oh, you wait until I find out who did that because they're next.
So are you admitting it?
Oh, come get me, please. I would enjoy showing you what happens when you desecrate a temple.
Well, I'd send the 2 guards that are there, but the fact that you stole his mana radio, I'm not going to trust him to get it.
Step brother.
I'll get the hunters.
Oh, thank you. Well, at least get us to see Bago now, you idiot.
All right, I'll send it up the chain, but just the fact that you destroyed the tourist.
Oh no, I replenished the tourist spots out of
It's
the
fixed
temple.
now.
It's fixed.
It's fixed.
And let me tell you something, the dragons will be coming back to make sure this doesn't happen again.
All right. You just hear back over there, just all right. I'm in talk. I don't really care about dragons.
You do hear Spine Splitter say this. I'm talking to you like God.
I mean,
I'm just
in Wolf, I
looking
don't
at
really
you
care
and
about
nodding my
dragons,
head because I'm
but,
not particularly surprised by any of it.
You get another ping. The faint one again. This one is more central downtown. You guys are on the outskirts.
Looks this way, and I take off.
I go with him. I still carry the damn thing with me.
Yeah.
I'm
I'm
right
running.
in.
I need that.
You should be a better guard.
You hear him as you guys are leaving. I'm gonna explain. This is
Yep.
You see the dire weasel that growled initially just stick its tongue out very, very quickly. And they start walking down another alleyway.
As I walk, I cast Mage Hand. The Mage Hand. Oh my God, Jordan. I'm
Is
doing
it
it,
begging
Jordan.
you?
Yes. The Mage Hand sits there and takes all its fingers and shoves it right up his rectum. So we keep walking.
Oh no! I'm falling. You just hear a loud thud.
Nerd.
Hey, you guys start heading down downtown. This inner city downtown magic place. Arcane City.
Okay.
You see signs that's just like welcome to Arcane City. around written in all languages and stuff.
About every 3 to 4 minutes. Bogo.
Bogo.
Yeah, I keep
Bago.
Bago, Bogo, Bago.
Um,
And then I release whatever. But this is going to go on until we talk.
this is where your book that I handed you at the beginning can come into play. Don't fully open it, you can unstrap it. You
Sure you
see,
can.
you see, yeah, you're ready. Because it's going to require you to look some stuff. I will say that at the beginning,
Can we help
the
you?
first. Oh yeah, you can fully help them if you
No,
want to look.
No.
People are walking by and staring.
No. I will say that there it is divided. There is one that just doesn't. There are cards in there. The first small section is like directional stuff, and then after that it is phrases and stuff. That is basically your book of thieves' cant that I came up with some stuff. But the first part will be directional stuff. Do you even have these guys?
Yeah, we're right.
I understand.
I get it automatically.
Oh, okay.
The directional stuff is front and back. They'll have two different things. It's only like it's only like 5 or 6 slots, but they're front and back things. You guys are walking through kind of downtown. You're kind of like walking through a bazaar. There's some arcane shops. You see like the light blue lit up small mana stones lighting up light posts and a bunch of like very, very still in need of stores, like groceries. You have people who kind of like general stores, things of that nature. You actually see not too much a blacksmith anymore, but kind of like a pawn shop version of a weapons dealer. Just kind of like, but these are all like above board kind of stuff. Like these are the ones that like they'll trade goods for weapons and things of that nature. If you put it in order, even on like a sign, it's just like we'll do custom orders, pay adequate pay required, those kind of things. But you do see a couple of like wooden stands of like just farmer street vendors, that kind of thing.
Seagull?
Huh? You see one thing that looks kind of like a seagull.
I blast it.
You blast it and it breaks into metallic bits. On this post, you give me a perception check.
Posty, posty,
Posty, posty.
posty, toasty.
28, natural 20.
Me?
Natural 20.
Just okay.
It's a nat 20, 28 total.
So it is hidden pretty well because it goes with the grain of these wooden posts. But you see these 4 symbols blended in with you see these 4 symbols blended in with the grain of the wood as it goes in, and there's other runes that are added into it.
Write this down.
Okay,
Sanctuary.
hold on. So we see 4 symbols blended into the wood.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's blended into the wood. There are other kind of like writings like that would indicate from like different cities and nationalities and stuff. But
All right, I'm ready. Sanctuary.
Sanctuary.
Okay.
Turn left.
Okay.
Turn right. Guards bribable.
What was the last one?
Guards bribable.
Guard ribeable. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I pointed this out, the spine splitter.
Yep. You see that. You know from your Thieves Guild days that when they're talking about directions and stuff, they're talking about like it's not a single block, it's 2 blocks. Like you'll go down 2 blocks, make a turn, go up 2 blocks, make a turn. That kind of stuff. It's not just immediately turn
Yeah.
left and then turn right.
Yeah.
Um, at the same time that you see this, Sir Thomas, there's a gentleman that walks up to you in a very familiar style raiment. The raiment and this vestments
That's Steve's
are
cat,
that
right?
of Tyr.
Thieves can't use.
He comes up to you and says,
Trying to bark at him.
Tyr has a message for you.
Please go ahead.
Would you mind stepping to the side? And just kind of like breaking off just into a small alley. You know that this, based off the vestments, this guy is a acolyte slash oracle. He can receive visions and kind of interact in a sense where he can be like a speakable vessel for your God. And he, you guys both walk into an alley while they're investigating this. And you see, he's like, all right, I will go ahead and proceed with the message. And you see, you've been in the temples before with this. You know that this is gonna happen, but he kind of just like his body kind of becomes slack while he's still standing. His eyes roll into the back of his head, and then he comes back. His eyes are still rolled into the back, and he begins to speak in kind of a more, almost like it's got a celestial like subwoofer kind of thing behind it, and says, Sir Thomas, it has been a while since I last saw you on this plane. I have a mission for you, as you are the only paladin in this city that is of my order. Tyr is not necessarily retiring on in the arcane city. The gods that are worshipped here are the gods of knowledge and the gods of fortune. Don't look real highly on gods of justice when money can buy your votes and buy your silence. Being said, there is a man who needs your help. You will meet him soon if you continue with your current party. I ask that you be patient with him, as your divine sense will be going on all the time when you are around him. I assure you, he is not an evil creature. He is he is a misfortunate soul.
Yay, another kobold. He's wearing patience already. Must.
He was,
And I haven't done things to you,
yeah,
or you, or Ook. We're leaving Skull Splitter out of it, or Fearin, or Kieran, or whichever, both of them.
yeah. This man was an acolyte of our faith, of the faith.
I can get it.
So he had some of my blessings, but he had not yet undergone the rites and oath to becoming either a cleric or a paladin of the faith. So he was cursed by a being that would normally not affect you. He has been trapped like this for about a century, and he's running out of time. My blessing is weakening as he is not able to undergo the oath or be a part of the clergy as to what he is. But he is still faithful.
And this is something that a remove curse spell would not be able to help. Okay.
Unfortunately, this has been modified.
Okay.
Multiple clergy have tried to remove this. There is an item that he seeks that can cure him that he may need your help in acquiring.
All right.
But continue with your group.
And you are saying I should be able to know this individual when I come across them?
The moment that you walk in, and almost kind of like not a snide remark, but more just kind of like a very pointed remark, you will know immediately when you enter the room, as your sense there'll be a difference, because to be honest, where you need to go, the person that you need to meet with is the owner of a casino. So there'll be a lot of like debauchery and stuff around. The moment that you enter the room with
Monsters,
him,
okay.
the moment that you enter
Prostitutes,
the room,
okay.
it will be a very, very different feeling.
All right.
So, like I said, please be patient. You
As
have been
As
faithful.
you command, I will.
Thank you. I will speak to you again soon. Be careful. And the man's eyes roll back. He's like, he very much like, so this is the equivalent of like a science nerd. I said, so what did Deer say?
That is classified information.
Okay. And just walk.
Thank you for the message.
Okay. I was just glad to be of some assistance. I'm gonna go back to the secret temple. Like, just because for them, it's a secret temple because it's not a.
It's not what I thought I heard. That's why I turned to look at you. I thought,
Secret tunnel.
no, I thought I heard you say TMS temple, and I was like,
No. Secret temple. Secret. SEC. RET. Secret.
though I really would love to be a little fly on the wall for the next person that walks into that temple.
You start hearing your mana stone like squawking a little bit. This is Bago. Who are you?
Spine Splitter, the ones that you took to the Tiamat temple, that you went and followed us and then helped in the Dire Weasel War of conquering them so that we could get mounts. Fearon Kieran, your Messiah from the temple.
He he freaks out. The Messiah?
Yeah, he's here with us too.
He disappeared 100 years ago.
Yeah, we
He's
know.
here.
Yeah, we know. We're not happy.
What happened? Where are you?
At a sign. We are.
You're at a sign that's you're under. So there's obviously city signs. There is a sign that kind of like indicates like where you guys are, and you're like, it's very specific, like almost like someone who's like obsessed with labeling stuff has made these street signs. It literally says lower echelon, downtown district, grid A, section B, Pobble Square.
Okay, I relay that. And someone took our companion into the city somewhere, and we're trying to find him. And whoever that asshole is that was on this line a moment ago said he was sending hunters after me. Do we really need to burn the city down?
I don't know who's on the other. This is kind of a connected line.
Oh.
Like they forwarded me
Oh.
Basically, they had to go through a bunch of people to get to me. This is like my office
The
line.
manager.
I got dispatched. It got dispatched to me, so I don't know exactly who you talked to.
Some gruff guy that said he was sending hunters because I cleaned out Tiamat's temple to the way it should be instead of as a
Oh, that
fucking
was
tourist
you!
track. Yes,
That was
me.
you. That came up on a high alert kind of thing up here in the council because I mean it was a tourist attraction. I was not a big fan of that.
Well, it's
but
no
I got
longer-
outvoted.
It's no longer a tourist attraction, and Tiamat's pissed, and she's back.
Oh, you're a blessed soul. Thank you.
Oh, no problem.
Let's see. So you said your friend went missing.
Look, yeah, the red kobold with
The dumb one. Well, I can't really say the dumb one because I'm not dumb. I'm not all that smart. The fact that I'm on the council was odd.
The one that had the three guys carrying his sword behind him. Yeah, that.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Sorry for your loss. Is he dead or he's just in the city?
No, the Thieves Guild decided to steal him.
Oh, he'll be fine.
Hey, we hear this. We hear this.
Yeah, he should be okay. As long as he didn't mess with one of their operations, yeah, they'll leave him alone.
He more than likely walked out of a cave and got jumped. He defended himself. One of these guys has no ear. And Shadow Dagger Brotherhood supposedly has him.
I lean over. I have his earring, and I hold it in front of Mana Rock like it's some sort of video.
Like there's a video feed to it. I hear jingling. I don't know what it is.
Oh, it's an earring, or it was an
Oh.
earring. We took
Does
the.
it give the indicators as to what it is? Because we've been trying to figure out.
In an all too loud voice. Shadow daggers. Like I'm screaming into the Mana Rock from a distance because I don't know.
You might want to lower your voice. There's a lot of guards down in the on Pobble Square. Most of them are bribable. I've been down there a time or two myself. Most of them are bribable. There are a few hard asses down there. They will throw all of the books of the law at you.
They
Whether
can
think
try.
whether
It's all
they
right. We
can-
got Sir Thomas.
Oh yes, that's your fighter friend. He's not seen. Yeah, he's not seen Sir Thomas since the last time he became a paladin because you were a fighter technically before him. Yeah, he's that fighter fellow. Was it? He was jeez, you really testing my memory here. See, part of a crew on a ship.
Mm-hmm.
You don't seem that enthused.
We just want to find our friend, and then I want to find the museum, and those responsible for
Oh,
turning.
you want to see the museum?
No, I want to torch the museum.
There's a very long, audible pause.
Grandma's pissed, and I'm her vessel.
Is your fighter friend around?
Wait,
Sir Thomas.
yeah, we start yelling for Sir Thomas.
No.
I do this again.
No, he stepped away.
Can I be a part of the debauchery? It's been all too long since I
Still not recognizing that it's audio only. I'm behind Spinesliver's shoulder going.
Oh yes.
I haven't been a part of anything devious or bad. I've always been watched as a kobold I don't know into council. I really like to let loose.
And you want to tell me why these kobold goers don't understand Yip Yak? What inbred kobolds are these?
I want a weasel.
It is a tragedy that most of the kobolds here do not understand. Obviously, I understand that this guy was Scottish. He has been in this city for 100 years. He basically has lost his chieftain accent, has kind of acquired more like academic nature to him. in a sense. Yes. Most of education that gets passed on is through mana stones, in a sense. It's mostly audible, and it is a very Yip-Yak is hard to come across in an audible sense. It's more just barking that has no real. The thing is that we got incorporated into the city. We have obviously I was the chief of a very large kobold population, got put on a council. Now a lot of the kobolds have jobs from anything from police officer to nobles to things of that nature, as long as they have some semblance of intelligence. But in order for us to continue living here, we got outpowered. The fact that we were able to keep our dire weasels was it was a concession.
Bear dire weasels. I cover. I don't know the cubs.
I didn't hear what you said. At the
Oh,
beginning.
good, perfect. You mean our dire weasels you were holding for us until we came back from our little trip?
Yes. Now, I know you're a more chaotic individual. I too am a very chaotic individual. The fact that I've had to keep that under wraps, and now I have a chance to kind of let loose a little bit. It's really doing it for me. But
Suddenly,
I
Sir
cringe.
Thomas is gonna show up on his
okay,
warhorse, summoned warhorse, of course.
okay, you walk up at this point. At this
I
point,
immediately
it's more-
stand straight up. Go,
Just as I hear you talk about how chaotic you are.
yeah, very
And-
chaotic.
And
But
maybe
it's
just
really
as you
doing
heard
it
it
for me.
chaotic, yeah.
You didn't hear any of that. You just hear real chaotic, and it's doing it for me. You think it's Fearon on the other end of this line, but you know Fearon is with you.
Spine Splitter is
No, another
almost
one.
tempted to drop this thing because it does remind me of some of the.
But no, some of the people here are good. They're just to be honest, as somebody who also is chaotic. Most of these people that live here are not that far from a insightful riot. Like it wouldn't require much violence as much as it would require a few well-placed rumors of some of the higher council, which would tickle after to take effect. Are you hold this up like the stone? Just like, yes. You at this point have picked up another rock, thinking that it was also a magic stone, but it's more like a light bulb that has gone out. I mean, we could obviously you know that you said you've got a friend.
Yeah, we have to find Ook, and then after we find Ook,
There's nobody currently at the museum tonight. It's very well guarded. Because there are some actual artifacts in there. Well, I mean, they're not super powerful, but there are artifacts that can kind of early arcane technology in the city that would still technically provide useful should anybody be smart enough to use them. But the museum is open to, or no one is there tonight. They are doing kind of a cleaning of the building.
we can clean the building. Yeah, the Spine Splitter cerebral mind just comes right out. Oh,
How many people are going to be coming with you? Because
well, we gotta find Ook first.
you gotta think, look,
I have to find Ook, and quite honestly, no one looks up. You know, we can get in through this evening. Anyways,
I still have to get you into the bubble. This thing, the museum is up on the middle, so they don't have quite as powerful as an arcane bubble as the upper echelon. The middle echelon still has a magic bubble that won't let anybody in unless you have it passed. I could bring you in as my guests. I can bring up to 4.
There's 8 of us, I think, isn't there?
I remember. I would have to.
I just took that number out of my head, but I think there.
Yeah.
Out of the,
4, 5, 6,
out
No.
of character, what kind of museum is this?
You count. Yeah.
5, 6.
This
7,
is a
or 7.
museum of
Okay.
the island itself, like its growth from when it was just a kobold village to
So-
the pinnacle it is now.
Once again, out of character.
You've been really
Are there
trusting
all
me.
kinds of different races in this
Oh,
place?
Yes,
I looked
including
at it and said, well,
humans.
you can help clean it up.
So if
Oh,
somebody
sorry, up.
who would be
I
able
might
to
explode
look
the bubble, just like-
straight out of central casting for a paladin, so to speak, you think I would have a chance if I threw some gold around of being able or something to be able to get in without having to like be going in?
Oh yeah,
Even-
yeah.
yeah.
You could.
So, all right. So
Yeah, you could get in.
well,
I will tell
some
you
other
this.
associates here might have a little more of a challenge.
I will tell
Yeah.
you this, and this is both for in the game as you kind of got some of this information from that acolyte.
Right.
Um,
I want to go into this museum.
yes, you want to go in this museum.
Yeah.
You know that Tyr is not worshipped here. That
Right.
the worship of Tyr
Right.
is not necessarily illegal, but it is frowned upon here
Mhm.
because obviously it's, he's got a justice. Well,
Mm,
what place would justice need if you can just buy off all your problems?
mhm.
So that's why information and fortune are the gods worshipped here. So you would get resistance if you said, I am a paladin of Tyr.
Right.
You just said you're a paladin. Paladins can go pretty much anywhere within the city. But you,
Yeah.
just you wouldn't be able, you wouldn't
I
say,
don't go around advertising.
Yeah.
Where my allegiance lies until I
Right.
have to.
right. But yeah, you could go places.
So-
So you could technically dig in there and then 4 more.
And how do I make this device contact you once we're ready for that? This flashy, weird looking stone thing that,
If you put your finger on the top arcane button and your middle finger on the right button of this stone, it will completely reset it to, I don't know what the term is nowadays. I think factory settings.
Okay.
And it just basically can be used as a burner phone. As long as you keep this number, or this frequency on the arcane stone, I can contact you when it's getting close to time.
well, it'd
I
probably be
do-
better if we were able to contact you because I don't know how long it's gonna take to find book and I can't guarantee the safety of anyone in our way of getting to our friend.
I can give you my frequency. You would need some sort of arcane tinkerer to program my frequency into the. You did see on the pawn shop that there was on the pawn shop that you passed with weapons that it also advertised art or magic stone adjustments.
Don't go anywhere. Don't you leave us here. Punch up.
As long as you have as long as you get the frequency added, you can call. So
Yes.
you can end. He basically, it's not like necessarily like a text message, but it's like ping and you hear it like pulse in your hand,
Okay.
almost like it had sent a message. But you can see 2 dots within the stone. One was already there. The other one is new and it is a slightly different.
But that colored one needs to stay. That one needs to go.
Yes.
We need to go punch him real quick.
Yeah.
Well, we don't have
Fine.
to right yet.
Spine Splinter, I need to talk with you for a minute.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that was me as a DM. Uh-oh.
I'm just standing in between them, like,
No, talk.
okay.
Nothing bad.
I'm thinking real quick. What did I do? Nothing. Okay.
All right, you guys can
No.
keep on going with this. I'm going to say this is for Rectech above you guys. Rectech, if you have
I
another
just-
chain.
I understand you
From
sometimes
book.
have a tendency to
Um,
make individuals
is
disappear rather
excited.
permanently.
You're not necessarily
I
getting
have just
thoughts as
been,
much as you are getting feelings. as of right now.
Tasked with
Look is
doing
awake,
something for my
and
God,
he's excited.
and there is one
like,
individual I need to help.
You
I will
get,
know
like,
this
little
individual when I
flashes
come
in your-
across them.
in your
I will point
eye.
them out to you, and I would take it
You
as
are,
a courtesy if you would not make that individual
there's
disappear
secret
like you
some
sometimes
kind
have
of
a tendency to
basement
do.
area. But Ook is
As long as he does not hurt my brother.
That is fair enough.
Is the ping in the direction?
And you know, and notice, I
General
say my
direction of the
brother. I don't say
instructions
anything else.
Right.
Look is close.
See, I was being diplomatic. there.
Look
I
is
appreciate
close.
that.
that is a weird phrase to say after
As long
just
as they
doing
don't try
bad
hurting
just
either one of us, or, you know,
doing it full.
Look is close.
we should be okay.
I physically stand between both of them. Look is close. Trying to
Good.
get their
Okay.
attention.
What is it you say you need to do something at the pawn shop?
We will.
Start heading in the direction.
Or do we want to go
Oh, we're
free
Ook
Ook first?
Ook
Okay.
first. Ook first.
Okay.
good?
And
It's
then
close.
get this fixed and then burn the museum down.
Hello.
Okay, did you let that slip out loud?
Maybe.
I'm gonna say, please restrain yourself until
Warren.
I'm on
You
a
hear
mission
me?
from my God.
Look is
I need
close.
to,
This is
we need to-
chaos.
We're
Uh,
watching them talk.
we need to restrain ourselves on burning down the
trying to, like,
museum.
make sure-
Once
You
my
remember-
mission has
you
been
remember something
completed,
I've said,
I
if
don't
you
care
make yourself
necessarily
bigger,
care about the museum.
Animals
But-
will run away in fear.
Oh my God.
I'm hearing
I'm
him, but I'm looking at you.
I'm a psychic whispers everybody in the group.
Oh, gosh.
Are you gonna yell?
Okay.
Look is close. And that just appears in your guys' mind.
We'll hold this thought. Let's get on.
So I'm not trying to be a dick.
No, you're fine.
It was funny. He's just like, hello,
No,
hello,
I'm gonna say, I hear you.
hello.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, I have a question.
Trying to negotiate with your hard-headed brother.
Give that. This is the
Yeah.
first time I've heard a voice in my head.
Hmm?
Since
Oh,
the
shit.
faceless.
Says the equally hard-headed paladin.
Oh my
So-
Oh, God.
She's include, like, I don't intentionally include her. I'm trying to get everybody's, because I would not intentionally do that again. But so if she hears anything, I'm okay with it, but it's not like, I'm not intentionally trying to enter her head. I'm just like, group, hear me.
Yes.
Because I'm
But
getting
still, what she
frustrated.
said is she's like, I haven't heard a voice in
I
my
know.
head since the
Since the
face.
faceless,
I
technically.
will still have her do a roll just because your voice is the first thing she's heard since the faceless.
Because I wouldn't intentionally
Right.
try to
Yeah,
talk to her
I
mind because I'm
understand.
scared.
It's not malicious. It's not
I'm,
malicious.
well, I'm scared.
Give me a.
He went in her head once, never again.
Yeah.
Not again. Yeah, well, he got injured the last time. he
That's
went
what I'm
to the-
saying.
Yeah.
He went in her head
Give
once.
me a wisdom saving throw.
You get a +3 because we'll say you're within 10 feet of it or whatever. it is.
It's a thing,
If
'cause,
we're talking, then, yeah.
Hold on, +3, right?
Plus 3.
It's a 13.
13.
You have spoken to my pet before in the past, like at least once or twice.
Yeah. I would say a 13 is good enough that you don't like cringe at the fact that like full on like fear cringe at the fact that you're hearing a voice in your head. You've heard Rekdek in your mind before. He started talking to you before the faceless basically kicked him out.
Mhm.
So you recognize the voice, but he's the first voice you've heard in your mind since the faceless did that. And since he talked to you before, or again in the Fey realm, I will say that it does pretty significantly. Like you kind of yelp.
You're gonna see Warren go
Just semi-panic.
and then look over at Rick Deck. Where's Ook?
He's
Um,
close.
Let's go.
So
Takes a second to recover.
Rekdek is the pain that you get is in the same direction as the symbols that you saw. That you would have to go through these symbols.
I take off running.
You just take off running.
Yeah.
All right. What are the directions that you go?
I follow the directions, which was turn left, turn right, guards right.
You go 2 blocks left, go 2 blocks right, and there is a there are two individuals. There are two individuals standing with their backs against the wall. One of them is kind of leaning to the side. The other one's with his back up against the wall, and his foot is kind of at a 90-degree angle against it as well. And they see you guys walking up, and then they stand back up and just kind of shoulder to shoulder look at you and says, sec,
What's he say?
you know, looks at you and says, are you at the city? Or are you conk? These are phrases that you recognize as thieves' camp.
Well, I tell you, one look at me and no, I'm not with the thieves' camp.
Comic or city?
Are you with the city?
City watch.
I will say that these are just one-word phrases. You don't have to go into like two-word or full sentences.
Comic.
Prove it.
I sign comic at Thieves Camp.
So you signed comic in thieves' camp. What group are you looking to find?
I can't change the color of my second dragons, can I?
I'll say aesthetically you can in this moment.
I'm just gonna summon a dagger in my hand that's black. And then whisk it away real quick.
You can enter 10 gold for the body, not per person. As you showed me the correct color in what you are.
I looked at Sir Thomas and just hold out my hand. I don't even know my hand. Hold on.
Listen, man, as long as somebody pays the fine, you guys can get in. You guys answer the right questions. As long as somebody pays the fine.
What is the
I then
fine?
turn to Spine Splitter and hold out my hand.
What is the fine?
I
Just
take,
take gold.
I take a gold
I'll
coin.
take pay the 10.
You get it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very patronage. I will say,
Sir Thomas is our parent.
you look a little different.
That's what I feel like, even though I'm not one.
He's our chaperone. We're on a field trip.
That's what I feel like at every table I'm at. You should see me on the Monday night one.
Oh,
Oh, God.
God.
You still look a little different compared to the profession that we are in. You might find more entertainment in the casino.
Thank you for your suggestion there.
Do you go to the casino or do you follow the group?
Of course, I follow.
And with that,
Well,
I'd say with that, it's 8:30.
yeah,
That'd be a perfect.
yeah, this will be
It's
a
a
good
perfect one. Cut it.
You guys, and I'll have this map up for next time. You guys go down some steps. You guys go down some steps, very well hidden. There are additional signs, thieves' camp symbols, very, very small. I'll say with passive perceptions between Rectic and Spine Splitter, you guys see them in just kind of like little tiny corners that wouldn't be visible to just a normal, like just normal perception of a person. It's almost like best way to describe it. It's almost like the hidden Mickey Mouse things for Disney, to where you have to look at it a certain way to see the symbol. And you take certain hallways and pathways down until you enter into this underground tavern full of thieves and smugglers and all these other things. There is booze and wine galore, and standing in the center of a circle is Ook, fist fighting one of the biggest bugs you've ever seen.
Would I recognize it as competition, or I think there's a legit fight
Oh,
going on?
it's a full. This is like an entrance ceremony into the Thieves Guild
Okay, so I
thing.
recognize it for what it is.
They're trying to induct him in as a thug, and if he wins, he gets to be part of the Thieves Guild as well.
I just start hollering and rooting for Ook.
Okay. And that is where we will end it. I have to pass this along to Ook because I kind of just did a side story for him.
Yep. Should have been Sir Thomas.
It should have been Sir Thomas. He gets inducted into the Thieves Guild.
Hold on.
But thank you everybody. Thank you everybody for joining us again for Nat One Nonsense. Hopefully next session we will have everybody either in person or we'll at least have everybody here. And we will catch you later. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
All right.
Good night.